here. I do want to give a special thanks to our leadership who's consistently showing up for the team, and to our VIPs and special guests. Please take a moment to applaud yourself for being here and making a life-changing decision. As an Army veteran, I'd like to say welcome home to my fellow vets. I'm Sally Mary, and I'm coming in to you guys from Washington State. See yourself being able to help when people ask you for help. Well, that continues to be the 7K answer prayer to I didn't even know I had. With that said, I strongly encourage you to make sure you have your notebook and your writing implement ready, because the information you're about to receive will not only impact your life, but the lives of those around you. Remember that action takers are money makers. So I have mine. Do you have yours? At this time, I have the pleasure of introducing our first speaker. He has been with the company since the second month of its sweet beginnings. He is a successful entrepreneur who truly understands the importance of profits and passive income. He is one of the most dedicated and loyal person I have ever met, married for over 2 decades, and between his military service and continued service in the government as a night flight Black Hawk helicopter instructor pilot, he's been serving for over 4 decades. He is proof that you can work this business part-time and have full-time earning potential. He continues to be a gift that keeps on giving. Please help me welcome Mr. Silver Associate Chris Latin Sr. Chris, are you there?
Yes, Sally Mary, thank you so much. We appreciate you and all that you do. You know, Sally Mary does a lot of work behind the scenes, and it was really great to see you in Atlanta a couple weeks ago. So thanks for all you do, and thank you for your service as well. Folks, my name is Chris Latin. I'm coming to you from Enterprise, Alabama. As Sally Mary mentioned, I've been a part of the military for about 40 years. And when I first started out in the military, I was an infantry guy. And I jumped out of airplanes, and I got to tell you, my parachute was super valuable when it was open. And I kind of liken that to the mind. If you think about that, if we have an open mind, then we can learn new things, and it could be very valuable. So hopefully you've got an open mind to hear about what we've got going on today. Also, I want to capture your attention. You know, a lot of times people check out when they hear the term gold and silver, and that's what we're going to talk about. They check out because they think it's a rich man's game. And I can completely understand that, because when you see the commercials on TV to buy gold and silver and you call one of those ads, here's the thing. They want $5,000, $10,000 up front just to get started. And so again, don't be that person that checks out, because we have a solution here. But here's what I want to share, the secret with you right up front. Hopefully this will capture your attention. I'm holding up a 1-ounce gold coin. And this 1-ounce gold coin in the early 1900s had a value of about 20 bucks. And you might be thinking, well, how is that a secret? Well, here's the thing. Gold and silver are the only things that keep up with inflation. And here's what I mean by that. This 1-ounce gold coin, early 1900s, had a value of 20 bucks. So at that time, you could have purchased a custom-made suit or a tailor-made dress or even a high-end firearm. And back then, it was the Colt Peacemaker. It was about 17 bucks in the early 1900s. Well, there's no way you can buy a custom-made suit for $20 today, or a tailor-made dress, or a high-end firearm. Think about that. But this same coin now has a value of about $2,300 to $2,400. And so the reality is you can still buy a custom-made suit. You can still buy a tailor-made dress. You could still buy a decent pistol, or maybe 2. So gold and silver keep up with inflation. And we're not taught this stuff in school or in college, or even me being in the military for 40 years. We're not taught this information that gold and silver keeps up with inflation. And so we're going to start off. I'm going to share my screen, and what I'm going to pull up is a wealth strategies. And right now you should still be able to hear me, see me, and see my slides, which is a wealth strategies booklet. If you can see me, hear me, and see the wealth strategies slide, drop a 1 in the chat. Let me know you're there. All right, thank you. I appreciate that feedback. So this wealth strategies booklet has a lot of great information in it. It's a very small pamphlet that we used. It makes it easy to share information. We always start off with a question. Are you working harder for your money just to make ends meet? It's not just you. When you think about all the stuff that's going on right now, you know, you look at inflation. Does anybody know what inflation is right now over the last year? Drop a number in the chat if you know what the inflation rate is over the last year. Give me an idea. Give me what you think. 7%. Okay, Eddie, we're looking at that. Anybody else? Anybody else on what the percentage is right now over the last year? The thing is, Yeah, I see 12, I see 15. Are you getting that much of a pay raise? And Sally Mary, you got about 10%. Yeah, that's right about where it is. We're looking at 8 to 10% over the last year is the inflation rate. And so people are working harder for the money because they are not getting paid as much. Here's a statistic from 2017 that 44% of Americans could not cover the cost of a $400 emergency. It's much higher now. It's around 65%. Think about that. And so the question is, what's happening with your money? Here are some more statistics. Take a look at this. We're talking about the price of eating at home or eating out. We're looking at water and sewage, car insurance, medical care. You know, if you have a car, you've got to have insurance. It's up 97% in this 18-year span. Did you get a pay raise of 97% in the last 18 years, 20 years? I know I didn't. And I feel like I've got a decent job, but our pay raises do not keep up with inflation. And so this is why people are working harder for their money. It's all in the numbers. When you look at, you asked the question why here on the screen, this is a 100-year span of the dollar. The dollar was created in 1913 by the Federal Reserve, and a dollar is still a dollar today. But let's talk about the buying power. The buying power is not the same as it was 100 years ago. And you think about this. When I was a kid, we had 5 and dime stores. Now we have dollar stores. And there's no way you're buying anything for $1 in a dollar store. Think about that. Nixon took us off the gold standard in 1971. That really means there's nothing backing the US dollar. There's no guarantee with gold or silver like it used to be. It's just a promissory note. And so this is called a fiat currency. Fiat currencies in the past have failed. Here's some examples. German mark went to $1 trillion to 1 before the currency failed. Argentine peso, 100 billion to 1 before the currency failed. These are just some examples. Every fiat currency in the past has failed. So the writing is on the wall when it comes to the US dollar. Now think about this. I'm not a doomsdayer. I'm not trying to scare people, but here's the thing. We know there's a secret that keeps up with inflation, and it's gold and silver. And we call it sound money. It's really just a fancy term for gold and silver. But here's the thing. Any financial institution has known this secret for a very long time. Governments have known this secret for a very long time. The rich have known this secret for a very long time. And here's the thing. We actually think that everybody should be able to own precious metals. I'm going to share another couple examples of why it's important to own gold and silver. Picture this. In 1965, and some of us were around then, but in 1965, a dollar bill and a 1-ounce silver coin, these two things were equal in value. You could exchange one for the other at that time. Well, at that time, $2,500 or 2,500 ounces of silver could have purchased a new Mustang. Well, there's no way you're buying a new Mustang today for 2,500 bucks. It's just not possible. This might be a down payment. But that same silver has a value of close to $90,000, so you can purchase 2 Mustangs. Think about that. Silver keeps up with inflation. Here's another example for gold. This is only over a 20-year span. In 2001, the average cost of a home was $169,000. At that time, $169,000 was equivalent to 626 ounces of gold. For less gold today, you can purchase 3 homes. Each home has a value of $347,000. So folks, we know that it's important to own precious metals. I learned about this about 6.5 years ago. I knew gold and silver was valuable, but I didn't really understand why. And now I definitely understand why. But I had questions then, and I imagine you have questions as well. Like, what should I buy? Who should I trust? There's a big one. How much money does it take to get started, and do I need to be an expert to win? You know, the who should I trust thing, a lot of times we do business with people we know, like, and trust. And that's why when you walk up, when you go onto a car lot and that person comes out and says, how can I help you? We normally don't trust that person because we don't have a relationship with them. But you've been invited by someone that you have a relationship with, excuse me, to be on this Zoom, to be on this recorded video, whichever you're watching. And so we deal with people we know, like, and trust. Well, if you have these questions, I had these questions when I started, you're probably going to get some answers out there on, like, mixed advice on what to buy, scammers, high minimums, tough learning curve. And sometimes people will say inventory they don't have. Well, we think it should be a whole lot easier. Again, we believe that people should have precious metals. They should protect their wealth. You know, we talk about car insurance. We talk about homeowners insurance, life insurance. There's all kinds of insurance out there. But is there income insurance? Is there financial insurance? During the pandemic, people lost their jobs. Was there any type of financial insurance or income insurance? And this is what we're offering. So here's where we introduced our company, 7K. 7K is a networking company. Networking just really means word of mouth. You know, I had a lawn care business for 7 years, and that was the very best way to grow my business, was word of mouth. And so a networking business is definitely the way to grow. Now, we're a community of people on a mission to help each other create financial independence, preserve wealth, and create an exceptional life through good and bad economic times. And this might be a good time for you, might be a bad time for you. Either way, we can help. And it all started with our 4 co-founders, Mr. Roger Ball, Josh Anderson, Zach Davis, and Richard Hansen. These 4 gentlemen came together not because they need your money, not because they want your money. They came together because they wanted to give back to the community where they made their money, which is networking. Network marketing makes more millionaires than any other industry out there. Think about that. And not that that's your goal to make $1 million, but the thing is, if we can help a lot of people make thousands of dollars, and in some cases, millions of dollars, that's pretty significant. But they also wanted to change networking because there's plenty of people that have good opinions about 7K or about networking, and plenty of people that have bad opinions about networking. You probably heard it out there, some of the negative things. Well, they wanted to change the industry in 2 ways. One, they wanted to make a product that was truly valuable. So we're talking gold and silver. We're talking pure silver, pure gold. They were also talking about making it so the average person can make an above average income. And that's how do we do this? We did it through a membership model. Membership models such as Sam's Club, Costco, Amazon Prime, Spotify, Hulu. Think about it. There are memberships for everything. And with a membership, what do you receive? You receive some sort of goods or services at a discounted price. Well, here we call them member benefits. Member benefits where we have access to physical gold and silver rounds and bars. We only sell inventory we have. There's no minimums, no maximums. So if you've got $5,000 to invest, great. If you've got $500 or $50 or even $5 or $1, you can get started because we have fractional gold and silver. So if you want to own this 1 ounce gold coin that has a value of over $2,300, well, if you've only got $200 to put towards it today, then you can do that. And you want to put another $10 towards it next month and $100 towards it the month after. It's kind of like the old layaway program. It's an easy way. We call it fractional gold and silver. We have a fast and easy liquidation. So if I want to sell my bullion, this 100 ounce silver bar, 7K has the best buyback in the industry. Think about that, the best buyback. They're going to give you the very best price they possibly can on the bullion that you have and you want to sell. And we make it easy to transact with another person with 7K cash. Now what we're talking about with the gold and silver bullion, this is just the defense for the economy. This is the stuff that keeps up with inflation. Now, if you really want to be aggressive and take an offensive stance, we're going to talk about collectibles. And you might be wondering what collectibles have to do with gold and silver. Well, we're going to define what a collectible is first. We're talking low mintage, things that are rare, incredible design, great story, historical significance, and kept in perfect or near perfect condition. I like to use this term. This is the formula. So remember the formula. So picture this magazine, 1962, originally 12 cents. It sold for over $3 million. Why? Because it meets the formula. Think about that. And so when something meets the formula like this, then it has the most potential to go up in value. Now, we're not selling magazines or comic books or things of that nature or baseball cards, but what we have to offer are collectibles in the form of gold and silver. So most of us don't have $3 million laying around to buy a comic book, but are you the type of person that has 90 bucks? If you've got $90, in 2004, you could have purchased this Tiffany art coin and now sells for over 10 grand. How about the Julius Caesar coin? I'm holding one up right here. Originally $349 just a couple years ago, now sells for over $1,100. Montana butterfly, same, $139. I've got a couple of those, now sells for over $1,000. So this is how you can get into the collector world with gold and silver and things that meet the formula that have the most potential to go up in value. Now, how do you have access to this? It's through a membership here at 7K. We also have a membership benefit. It's called the Autosaver program. Now, the Autosaver program makes it so that you can put your savings on autopilot. When I first started flying helicopters 33 years ago, we did not have autopilot. Now we have a fully integrated, coupled system, a complete autopilot program to where I can set it. I can focus on training my students or focus on the battlefield. Well, here you can set it, forget it, and put your savings on autopilot. It's just an easy way to collect. I'm going to show you a couple things here. So you can see a gold note there with a beautiful artwork on it. I'm holding one up right here. It's pure gold, but it has beautiful artwork. The artwork comes from Mr. Thomas Holdman. He's a stained glass artist, well known around the world. He's partnered with 7K and put some of his beautiful artwork on these gold notes. Now, these gold notes tell a story. They have historical significance. They got a great design. They're beautiful, and they are kept in perfect or near perfect condition. Take this half-gram gold coin, the next one down below. I have one of these holding up right now, right here. These are another way that you can collect. They say have that same formula that we talked about. And then also the State Animal Series, probably our most popular package. People love collecting things in a series. And, you know, those three things are exclusive through 7K. Then the American Silver Eagle. This is another way that you can put your savings on autopilot with the American Silver Eagle, purchasing on a regular basis. Now, a lot of times people say, why would I want to purchase gold and silver on a regular basis? Because then as you collect, you can create an incredible collection. And again, this is the stuff that's the offense when we're talking about the collectibles. And what you end up with after a period of time is I got gold and silver bullion on the right, gold and silver collectibles on the left, and a mix down the middle. Now, I didn't buy this all at once. I bought it a little bit at a time by putting my savings on autopilot. Folks, this is what we do. We help people. We help people to create that nest egg. We help people with an asset, something that has the most potential to go up in value, that's been proven throughout history. Gold and silver has been a means of trade for over 5,000 years. These are just two of the benefits that we have. Gold and silver bullion keeps up with inflation, and gold and silver collectibles, the offense. Now, we have more benefits. We have so much more. We're going to just cover a couple of them. Sound money wallet. We make it easy for a person to buy gold and silver. Let's say you don't want that gold and silver to come to your home. I deal with a lot of military people, and the thing is, they tend to move every 3 to 4 years. Why? Because that's what the government wants them to do. Well, most of them don't want to keep their gold and silver at their home and then move it every 3 to 4 years. So we have an option called the Sound Money Wallet, and this is a game changer. This is a way that you can buy gold and silver and keep it in a private vault. Your money is always backed up with physical gold and silver bars and rounds and eagles as well. And so we make it easy to transact from cash to gold, cash to silver, and then in the opposite direction as well. And then stack and sell. A lot of times people say to me, okay, what do I do with this really cool collectible I have now? How do I sell it? In the past, you used to have to find an auction or you had to find a buyer. Well, most people go to Craigslist or they go to or talking eBay. I don't recommend you sell your gold and silver on those two platforms. Not a very safe way to do business. I would recommend stack and sell though, because not only can you stack and keep track of what you have, it's got a barcode, you can scan it and you can see what you paid for it. And then also what the market value is. The market value is determined by what people are actually paying. Well, if I want to sell it, I can move it to the marketplace within Stack and Sell. And now everyone has access to it worldwide. And if they want to purchase that coin, then they just say, I want to purchase that coin. So let's say I bought this for $115 and I want to sell it for $150. I put it in that marketplace and I put $150 on it. A person says, yeah, I want to buy that. And so they buy it. The funds go to Stack and Sell. I send the coin to Stack and Sell. They verify it. They check the authenticity. They verify it's real, and then they release the funds, they release the coin. It's a very safe way to do business. Think about that. You don't want to meet somebody in the Sam's Club parking lot to do your transactions with gold and silver. Not a good thing. So now if you're on that autosaver program, you also have access to 7K Advantage. And this is where you can save on over 800,000 ways. We're talking hotels, car rental, vacation packages, department stores, movie theaters, restaurants, and even airfare. Again, it's an optional program, but if you're on that autosaver, it is free with your membership. Now, also free with your membership is the buyer certification training. So a lot of times people say to me, what do I buy? Well, here's the thing. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not your financial planner, but I can tell you what I buy, but your goals are not the same as mine. And so the thing is, the buyer certification and the collector's training, these educate us on what metals to buy, It teaches about the economy. It teaches the 5 top reasons why people buy gold and silver. And then it teaches us what to buy based off of our own goals. These 2 trainings, people say they would pay $500 alone for each one. It's free with your membership. Now, you might be wondering how much a membership costs. We've got 2 options. There's always 2 choices. Think about it. Amazon Prime, Sam's Club Business. Well, here we have the standard membership. You can see everything listed here. We've only covered some of the benefits in our overview right now. And then also we have a premium membership. It really just depends on what your goals are. We have about, when we talk about 100% of the people in 7K, there's about 85% that just join to be customers. We're talking about people that buy gold and silver on a regular basis. They want to protect themselves. They want to have that financial insurance by collecting gold and silver bullion and collectibles. They want to have access to 7K Advantage. These are all the benefits that they have access to. And now there's about 15% of us that share it with people. And we have an incredible way that you can make some money here at 7K. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. But both packages are good. It just really depends on what you want to do. And take a look at these, take a snapshot of it, because this is how you get started. Now, me personally, I got that $4.99. I do it every year because it gives me the most bang for my buck. Now, I want to introduce one of my very best friends, Mr. Tony Hubbard. Now, Tony Hubbard is a different kind of guy. When we're talking about, I don't have any experience in networking. And so when we look at the average person making above average income, I feel like I'm that guy because, my area of expertise is aviation, not networking, not gold and silver, but I've become an expert in the last 6.5 years. Now, Tony comes with experience in the networking space of more than 19 years. He's been a 6-figure earner both in and out of network marketing. He's been a fantastic leader, teacher, mentor. He's one of my very best friends. He's an executive gold associate here at 7K. So pay attention to what that is, because Tony's going to share with you about the 15% and how we make some money here. So Mr. Tony Hubbard, take it away, my friend.
All right, Mr. Chris Ladden, as always, man, it's such a pleasure to be on the platform with yourself. Definitely enjoyed face-to-face there in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, and about 100 other individuals. And I have no doubt, because you are that consummate professional, and you have a unique way of sharing and really making it plain what it is we do, that over the next couple of years, when they read off the list of individuals in our company that are earning that significant life-changing income, I have no doubt the top Black Hawk helicopter pilot, my man, Mr. Chris Ladden, will be on that list. So definitely hats off to you, man. I look forward to your future success. And ladies and gentlemen, Chris did an excellent job, as always, sharing with you guys some of the many reasons why people love what we do. But over the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to share with you guys how this compensation plan has not only provided financial relief for thousands of individuals, it has also provided financial freedom for a few hundred. And I'm going to share with you guys how that process works. But I think it's fair that before you get information concerning a business, to know a little background about the person who's sharing the information. Because you know what? 6.5 years ago, I sat on a presentation similar to what you guys are looking at here today. But it was a very critical point in my life. I needed something that would work for me. So do me a favor, put a 2 in the chat. If you've ever been a point in your life, you just needed something that would work for you. I tried traditional business. I tried networking business. I needed something that would work for me. And I took a look at this business model that we're talking about today. And I got involved the very same night I took a look at it. Not because I understood everything, but because what they shared with me just made a whole bunch of sense. See, I got involved because I understood 2 things. Number one, it made sense to me to purchase gold and silver at the best price. That made sense to me. But it also makes sense that if someone's going to get paid whenever someone else bought gold and silver, that somebody probably needs to be named me. And that's all I really grasped 6.5 years ago. I went on to introduce now a few hundred people to this concept. And I have a team now that is tens of thousands of individuals around the world. Now, I don't share that today to impress you, but to impress upon you that if someone like myself, I don't have a college degree, can do this business and earn several thousand on a weekly basis. Every last one of you guys here today will have that exact same opportunity. So let's dive right into how this compensation plan has provided financial relief for many and financial freedom for a few. So let's just dive right into it. Let me share my screen. All right. And let's talk about the simplicity on how we earn income in this company. And it's a very simple concept. You share the opportunity, you will earn points for sharing, and those points will allow you to get paid. And one of the many reasons why thousands of individuals around the globe are looking for some type of additional stream of revenue, some type of a side hustle, is because of the statistic that Chris read about of just a few minutes ago, that in 2017, 44% of Americans couldn't cover a $400 hiccup in their life. That means if a tire were to blow out, something would happen to their washer or their dryer. And in lieu of the fact that in 2020 alone, over 50 million people found out they were not essential employees, I venture to say that number is now closer to 70%. So let me share with you guys how this compensation plan has taken care of that problem for thousands of individuals. Now, it's a very simple concept. How we get paid is known in the industry as a dual team system, which means everyone's responsible for building and placing the people you bring on board on two teams. Why is that important? Well, if you studied the industry of home-based business and network marketing over the last 80 plus years, history has revealed to us, I don't care what the name of the company, what product you market, or the service, the average person in their lifetime within that company will only sponsor 2.3 individuals. That's why the dual team system is so popular, because all a person has to do to start earning income is to find two people that this makes sense with. You're now in a position to start getting paid. Now, they don't pay your commission every time you sign someone up. They will give you points for that. And those points can turn into your monthly, bi-weekly, or your weekly commission. So how do I get the points? I'm glad you asked. Every time you sign someone for the standard membership for $199, it will add 50 points to whatever team you place them on. The premium for $499 will add 150 points. Every time either you or someone on your team buys one of these collectible coins, which by definition is an asset, it will come with 15 to as many as 20 points. Now, here's the magic. Once you bring on your first two individuals and start accumulating those points, any combination of 500 points on team one, that can be your efforts or team efforts, and 500 on team two, you just earned a $500 commission. And ladies and gentlemen, that's unheard of in this space. You see, in my 19 years in network marketing, I've been a part of other dual team systems before. And for the same amount of work, there are companies out there that will insult you and pay you just $10, $25. But in this equation, you've earned a $500 commission. Put a 3 in the chat. If a $500 commission shows up in your mailbox next week, that to you would be a real check. And you know what? It gets better from there. What if I continue to share? I will earn even more points. And you know what? It allows you to get paid even more. And this second equation, because it's considered a 50-50 binary, which means that at the end of every week, you will get paid based upon the rank that you achieve and the points of the lesser team. And the second equation, you just earned a $1,000 commission. So let me do my best to simplify this, because I really want you to grasp and see what your income potential looks like if you decide to go to work. Here's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. The first rung on the ladder is what is called an associate. How you achieve that rank is just signing up your first two, placing one left and one right. At that level, individuals are earning up to $500 on a weekly basis. There are thousands that have already reached that rank, but right now, our team, we're focused people on getting that done quickly within the first 12 to 24 hours. Why is that? Because we understand two business principles. Success loves speed, and momentum is the thing that will make you and I the most money. What if a person needs to make more than 500 a week? Simple. Duplicate your success. Teach a person on the left and on the right how to do what you just did, and then add a couple of signups. Now you're promoted to a copper. And our coppers are earning up to $1,000 on a weekly basis. And you guessed it right, we're fast tracking that position as well, because we've helped many people get that done within their first 72 hours. Our goal is to help you get financial relief as quickly as possible. It gets better from there. What if I need to make some full-time income? Start looking at other options as far as additional stream of revenue. That starts at this next rank of bronze. You hit copper. You taught two how to do the same. Our bronze are earning up to $2,000 on a weekly basis. And I hope you recognize a pattern here in these first three positions, because one of the things I loved about this compensation plan 6.5 years ago is that it fell right in line. What I was taught by one of my first mentors, Mr. Zig Ziglar, who said you can have everything you want out of life if you simply help enough other people get what they want out of life. And the only way anyone will maximize this compensation plan, you have to help the people on both of your teams have your same level of success, if not greater. And I love that because it is really a team deal. But for those of you who believe that you are the cream that has to rise to the top, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you set a goal to match what you're currently doing and even exceed it, and have an option of even fire your boss, but then that starts at this next rank of silver. You hit bronze, you've taught two how to do the same. Our silvers are earning up to $3,500 on a weekly basis. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I don't care where you live on the planet. $3,500 a week, $14,000 a month, puts you in the top 10% of income earners anywhere on the planet. And the company recognized the fact that here's where the real cream starts rising to the top. So much so that a few years ago, they decided to do something unheard of in this space to incentivize you to take your business serious from day one. They said, for listen, you come on board and you hit this thing running and you reach the rank of silver in your first 90 days or less, the reward is not going to be a trophy. It's not a plaque. How about the 100-ounce silver bar you see flashing on the screen? And the same one I'm holding in my hands right now that's valued at about $3,000. Now, over the last 6.5 years, there's about 500 individuals that have reached the rank of silver. Less than 200 of them did it in less than 90 days. Some less than 60. And you know what? We've even helped a few get it done in less than 30 days. And because our team is responsible now for helping over 90 individuals get one of these 100-ounce silver bars, as my grandmother used to oftentimes say, if you can do a thing, then you can teach a thing. I look forward to helping at least 50 more get one of these 100-ounce silver bars before the year is out. So do me a favor. If you're a guest on here today, put a 5 in the chat if you want to be one of the next 50 that we help you get your own 100-ounce silver bar, like several of the ones that are on this Zoom right now. All right, we got a couple takers. Okay, that's a beautiful thing. All right, but if you believe in the adage that if you didn't come from a wealthy family, then it is your responsibility to make sure that a wealthy family comes from you, and you want to set your sights on these last three positions of gold, executive, and presidential level, because at those levels, individuals are earning up to $7,000, $10,000, up to $12,500 on a weekly basis. Now, for those of you who think you got invited way too late to the party, I want you to relax, because although our company is nearly 7 years old, and we did over 100 million in revenue last year alone, out of just 8 countries with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, we've only been blessed to earn up to $50,000 a month for the last couple of years. There's about 90 individuals so far that have reached the rank of gold, and there's several on this Zoom right now. 18 of us have become executive goals, and there's only 3 presidential goals in this entire company. So there's plenty of room at the top. But I look forward over the next couple of years to seeing those numbers double, triple, and even quadruple. Because when you look at everything 7K Metals has to offer, we are by far the best kept secret in all the network marketing space. So to wrap everything up here today, I want you to ask yourself the question: how would it feel to know that for $199, you have your own miniature franchise? You can be well on your way to accumulating wealth in physical gold and silver, and earning part-time and even full-time income. How would it feel to know that for $499, you have your own business in a box, and you have some serious potential to earn part-time, full-time, and even life-changing income, and over the next couple of years to be able to have a stack, similar to what my man, Mr. Chris Latin had, where you have several $100,000 of saved gold and silver? Well, right now, the ball is in your court. And all you have to do now is simply make a decision. And you know what? Every time we share the information, as far as coming on board and making that intelligent choice, Individuals always fall into one of three categories. And yes, ma'am, yes, sir, you're on here today. Person number one, say, you know what? I like what I hear. Really not to that networking thing you guys been talking about, but I see what's going on in these banks. And I recognize I need to be able to put my hard-earned cash into something tangible in physical gold and silver. And if I'm going to get it, might as well get it at the best price. I say, great. Get back with the person invited to the Zoom. Let them know you're number one. You have $199 and you're ready to start stacking gold and silver on your own free website starting today. Person number two, you're like thousands of our associates that say, you know what? I think it's cool to buy gold and silver. I think it's a beautiful thing to get collectible coins. But with real inflation being closer to about 10%, and I've never gotten anything close to a 10% raise on my job, so that means every single year I'm falling further and further behind. My household could use an extra $1,000 a month. You have no idea how much relief an extra $2,000 a month would be for my household. I say, great. Get back with the person inviting you to the Zoom. Let them know you're number two. You have $199 or better yet, $499, and you're ready to start stacking and start creating some financial relief. But if you're like I was guy number three. When I found out not only could I buy the precious metals at memorable price, but I could earn up to $50,000 a month with a product that just made sense. Ladies and gentlemen, this quickly became a no-brainer to me. You see, being a student of the industry, here's what I knew to be true. There are thousands of companies out there in the network marketing space. And you know what? They all boast of making money, but they can't all boast of making sense. And here's what I mean by that. You see, it never made sense to me to pay 5 to 10 times the price for a product or a service that I could go to Sam's Club, I could go to Costco, get the exact same item with the exact same ingredients for a fraction of the cost. That just never made sense to me. But you know what has always made sense over the last 6.5 years? Having 100-ounce silver bars showing up in your mailbox. What about a 1-ounce collectible gold coin worth about $2,800? Or better yet, one of our programs that we didn't even discuss is a loyalty program where they reward you for building a business. Every time you buy a collectible coin or personally sponsor somebody, you get loyalty points. And a few weeks ago, I got a coin. This is literally a coin, 3-ounce coin, 33 of them in the world. And this is a $700 coin, ladies and gentlemen, I got for free because I was building my business. So to have benefits like that and to be able to earn significant life-changing income, that made sense to me. So do me a favor today. Put a 3 in the chat if the information you've heard so far just makes sense. All right, and we're going to stop sharing our screen. And let's just have a candid conversation before we break and go into the training. Here's the truth of the matter, ladies and gentlemen. I don't expect you to grasp everything myself and Chris shared over the last 35 minutes. I don't. But the truth of the matter is, you make far more critical decisions. You make far more expensive decisions with a whole lot less information. Let me just share that with you. Put a 2 in the chat if you've ever worked any kind of 9 to 5, and before they turn you loose, they put you through some type of orientation. Put a 2 in the chat. I mean, I don't care if it's McDonald's. You know, they didn't just give you a uniform and say, sick them. You had to go through some type of orientation before they put that spatula in your hand. All right? Put a 3 in the chat if you did not understand everything there was to know about that job after those first couple of hours, those first couple of days, in some cases, even a couple of months. But here's what I know to be true about you. You at least hung around long enough to get a check. And that's all we ask you to do. Hang around long enough so we can show you how we've helped thousands of individuals get financial relief through this opportunity. Over the last 6.5 years, we're going to show you how we've helped hundreds of individuals earn full-time and even life-changing income through this opportunity. So just hang around, and we're going to take a break after we entertain the questions. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to go right into the training, and we're going to show you how we've had people go from zero to hero in a very short period of time. So if you're a guest on here today, you got any questions about before getting started, raise your hand. We'll allow you to unmute. We got K51. Okay, that's a cool name right there. All right. K51, the floor is yours. Ask you to unmute. K51, are you there? All right. We're having a hard time finding that unmute button over there. All right, anyone else, while we're waiting on K51, anyone else got any questions before we break and go into the train? On the bottom left side, my man helping you out there. We got some team players on here. So look on the bottom left side. K51, if you can't find an unmute button, if you can type it in the chat, we'll entertain that question. All right. All right. Anyone else before we break and go into the train?
We'll get started in a little bit on that training, Tony. We're going to cover at the beginning how to sign up a member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So get prepared to take some notes. Get in a position where you can do screenshots as well. It's good to have this information.
All right, so let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm showing 47 out, so let's take an 8-minute break. So 5 minutes to the top of the hour. 5 minutes to the top of the hour. We're gonna come right back, and the next voice you're gonna hear is my man, Mr. Chris Ladden, the #1 Black Hawk helicopter instructor pilot on the planet. We're gonna let him take it away, and we're gonna show everyone how to properly sign up that new person, and we're gonna walk you through this process. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, either Chris or Sally Mary handle the music, and
All
the
right,
next
you
voice
said about
you'll
8
hear-
minutes, right?
8 minutes.
Okay, you got it. Let's pull something up here.
All right, DJ SR in the house.
You're awesome. All right, let's get this rolling, and let's get some music playing here.
No music yet, man.
Yep, it's coming. It's coming. I get you. All right, you should be able to hear something now.
All right. Once you bump it up a little bit.
It's coming.
Hello, good morning, how you doing? Waking up, shaking yesterday's blues, yeah. Turn the TV off, it's bad news, man. Feeling fresh like a Ziploc new man. OJ with a champagne tuna. My most of Holy Ghost running through ya. Hell yeah, it's a new hallelujah. Popping like the top off a bottle and I ain't stopping, yeah. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The rest of my life gonna start today. Crawling up the ocean, this is evolution. Can I grow into another animal, the next level? I'm sprouting wings and I just wanna sing. In the future now, the past can't harm me. Forget about yesterday, Paul McCartney. I'm feeling like a Beatle on stage, and the whole wide world's gonna know my name. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The rest of my life gonna start today. Ladies and gentlemen, this part right here is very simple. It goes like this. I've been up, I've been down, but I got the feeling right now. I've been up, I've been down, but I got the feeling right now. I've been up, I've been down, do you got the feeling right now? Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. The rest of my life gonna start today. Good morning. Good morning. start today.
What a day, what a day. Good things coming my way. What a day, what a day. Hey, whoa. What a day, what a day. Good things coming my way. What a day, what a day. Hey, whoa.
I got sunshine on my back. I got hands that wanna clap. I got all wheels on the track. What a day. I got coffee in a cup. I got arrows pointing up. I got 3 sevens kind of luck. What a day. Rolling with my friends. Nights that never end. Do it all again. What a day. Records getting played. Dude, I just got paid. She just looked my way. What a day.
What a day, what a day. Good things coming my way. What a day, what a day. Hey.
Well, what a day. I'm on my way. All I can say. Oh, what a day. Oh, what a day. What a day! I got new shoes on my feet. I got a good name on the streets. I got no place I gotta be. What a day! I got more cash in the bank. I got more gas in the tank. I got green lights all the way. What a day! Charles Barkley skills, $100 bills, new rims on my wheels. What a day! Walking on the beach, sunset looking sweet. She just kissed my cheek. What a day!
What a day, what a day. Good things coming my way. What a day, what a day.
What a day! What a day! I'm on my way. All I can say. Oh, what a day! Oh, what a day! What a day! It's a good life, living it right. It's a good life, and we do what we like. It's a good life, living it right. It's a good life, and we do what we like.
What a day, what a day.
Coming from nothing, grinding and running, struggling to survive. One day I'll make it. I'm gonna wake up to dollar bills piling high. Stack it up, stack it up, stack it up, stack it up. Making that money, rain on me. Making that money, living that dream. Making that money, rain on me. Making that money, living that dream. I'm gonna love it when paper keeps coming. Nothing that I can't buy. When I finally lose count, there will be no doubt. I'll know that I've arrived. Stack it up, stack it up, stack it up, stack it up. Making that money, rain on me. Making that money, living that dream. Making that money, rain on me. Making that money, living that dream. Making that money, making that money. that money, rain on me. Making that money, living that dream. Making that money, rain on me. Making that money, living that dream.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we bring on our next speaker, one of the things I found to be true that has blessed my business tremendously in the 19 years is going to destination events, regional events. And there's another amazing event that's going to be coming up in August. And many of you that got a chance to attend the Atlanta event a couple of weeks ago, myself, Mr. Chris Ladden, we had corporate there as well, hosted by my man, Daryl Steele. We had quite a few leaders that came from far and near to be a part of that. And my man, Mr. Ray Patterson, who you'll hear from later on today as well. But there's another major event that's going to be taking place, and I'm going to make sure I am well represented there in New Jersey, in the Newark area. And top producing gold associate, he wants to share a little bit about what's getting ready to take place so we can all make sure that we pack the house out and have representation there. None other than my man, Mr. Yuri Melendez. Take it away, sir.
Always, brother. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Chris, great job, brother. Great job. I hope you guys got your pen and pencils ready for how to get someone enrolled. But events is everything, Tony, man. And I remember 2 years ago when we kicked it off, that 20-city tour. So, guys, events changes your whole business. It changes your belief factor. It recognizes your team members. So August 19th coming up. We got a good month and a couple of weeks, right? And in New Jersey at the Hilton Hotel, I'm going to type it in the chat. Actually, if I could share the screen real quick, Tony, I could do that. Yeah. I'm going to pull it up right now. We just got confirmed. Can you guys see my screen, Tony? You good? Yep. We just got confirmed. Blake, I mean, obviously, Tony, you and Chris had a great time. Blake and Benny was in Atlanta. Well, now they're committed to come to New Jersey, brother. So they called me yesterday, say, hey, let them know we'll be in New Jersey, okay? So what we did, guys, to make it feasible is generic for everybody to attend. You can go to, let me put it in the chat, gwgevents.info. I'm gonna put GWG events. All right, hold on, let me type it in there. I'm a slow typer, GWG events.info. I just put it in the group chat right there, guys. gwgevents.info has all the details from registration. Tony knows a lot of us are leaders that we like to come in a couple days earlier to be able to have meetings at the hotel. So if you have that, please let us know. We'll be at the hotel that Thursday evening, actually that Friday morning. So that Thursday evening, we'll also make it available for you guys too. Registration starts that Friday evening. So we have it available. You can go here for tickets. We made it very affordable. Listen, guest admissions, the guest presentation starts only, but on that day, if you have a person like Tony or Chris and you're inviting people and you want to buy them lunch, we'll be able to take that lunch on that day. So if you have guests and you want to buy them lunch during registration, that will be available for you, okay? For the members, we made it $45. That includes lunch so that you don't have to go nowhere. It's right across from the airport. It has all the details for you. You guys hit about. Also, for those who are flying in, it's a free shuttle over here. You can see that. Book your rooms. There's a clickable link here, and they book the rooms for us right here at the Hilton Hotel. So all the details there, guys. gwgevents.info. Please make it your business. It is a business write-off, right, Tony? These are the events that you have a business write-off. This is what you work so hard. If you were actually, Tony, you said something in last week's training. You said, treat it like your job. If your job says there's a training going on in New Jersey and we need you to be there, this is what that is. You're going to be having the top leaders. Everybody's going to be pouring in from corporate all the way down the list. We're going to put the new flyer up with everybody who's coming to attend, but grab some notes and come learn your business. Come learn your business. Understand how to build this thing. Yes, we're doing Zoom, but there's nothing better than people putting gold and silver in your hand, right? Gold and silver in your hand just changes the whole perspective, guys. So thank you for Tony for allowing me to jump on. Chris, always Guys, I'm here learning just like you. Events changes everything. It changed my life and relationship. Tony, and you could actually add that. And Chris, I heard some great things about you guys. That event in Atlanta. Why was it so important, Chris? Just for people to get together, Chris.
Because you get to feel what's going on. You know, it's kind of like when you go and you have a meal somewhere. There's no way that you can describe how good the meal tasted. It is just not possible. You've got to experience it. And it's the same thing with these events. We had a fantastic event in Atlanta. I know Yuri, your training is always excellent, and I know that your event is going to be spectacular. And the same link that you just provided, I put it at the end of my training today. So we'll just reiterate that, but definitely be at these events.
Yes, thank you, Chris, man. Let's go. I'm ready, brother. Let's go. We got some guests here tonight. Let's show them how to get enrolled and get started and how to get to the first rank and commission qualified, brother. So let's do it. I'm ready.
All right, everybody, grab your notes or get prepared to take a screenshot. All right, the information that I'm going to share with you is how to enroll in person, how to enroll a person. And so you definitely want to take screenshots on this. If you're actually signing up right now, if you just heard the overview that we just conducted and you're ready to get started, this is what you're going to do to grab a membership. First, go to 7kmetals.com. I'm going to move some things around here so I can see a little better. All right. And just let me know that you can see me, hear me, and see my slide. This is grab a membership. Drop a 7 in the chat, a number 7. All right, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to 7kmetals.com, and then you're going to either, right at the top, you're going to click the word that says start today, or you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and grab a membership. Now, it looks a little bit different when you're on your computer versus on your phone. So these screenshots are of how to do it on your phone, but realize it's basically the same information on your computer. The thing is, the reason I'm doing screenshots from your phone is because most people that you talk to, I know that when we do our live events on Saturday night, we do a 7K overview / dinner get together. And at the end of that, we invite people to join. Well, they don't all have their computers right there, but they definitely have their phone. And so this is why I've done screenshots of a phone. So again, you're going to click the word start today or scroll all the way down to the bottom and grab a membership. And the reason you see Super Saturday over on the left side is because this is the training that I conducted 2 weeks ago in Atlanta at that incredible event that we had. But again, you can't experience it just by hearing about it. You've got to go. So once you click grab a membership, you're going to see this information come up. You're going to select your country, and then you're going to put in your sponsor's info. Now, what we're talking about is the username. And if you don't know that, call them and ask them. If you're standing there with them, ask them what their username is. It's very important that you get signed up, enrolled in the proper position. And that is with the person that invited you. We always want you to get with the person that invited you. And that's how you get started. So you're going to put their username in. And then the next thing you're going to do, when you do that, you're going to click look up, and it's going to give you either the person's name or whatever their business name is. And then you're going to fill in your first name, last name, and your email address. And then you're going to click get started. Now, what will happen is you will receive an email, and you have to go to your email and click on the link to continue the sign up process. It's very important that you go to your email, click the link, and now you are going to select which membership you want. And we've got 2 options, the premium membership and then the standard membership. And if you need to know what those differences are, definitely get with the person that you're talking to or the person that you're sharing this with. Make sure they understand the differences between the 2 memberships. Always let them get in where they fit in. If they can afford the $199, great. If they can afford the $499, great. Whatever works for them. But also emphasize to them that the premium membership, the $499 membership, comes with all the business builder tools that you will need. And so we're talking anybody that's interested in part-time, full-time, or life-changing income, $499 is definitely the way to go. You can do it with the $199, but $499 is definitely the way to go. So once they select whether they want the premium membership or the standard membership, Now it's time to choose an autosaver. And we currently have 4 options for the autosaver program. As you can see, we've got the Silver Eagle, we got the State Animal Series in silver, we have the Holdman Gold Notes, and we have the State Animal Series in gold. All 4 are great. Find what that person wants to do. Again, your goals, my goals are not the same as your prospect's goals, as your person you're sharing this with. So figure out what they would like to do. You can see the different prices here. Also, we have a couple new autosavers coming out soon. American Inventions, and also Beauty of the World is coming. Pick one autosaver, 2, 3, or all 4. Like me, I get at least one of all 4 every single month. I do this, why? Because I like them. That's one reason. And 2, I've done my research on these collectible coins. And again, we're not telling you what the price is going to be, the value is going to be 5 years, 10 years from now. But historically, these MS-70s, these gold notes that are 70s, historically, these things have gone up in value. And so for me, I'm exchanging my fiat currency that keeps going down in value for an asset that continues to go up in value. Think about that. This is all we're doing, is we're exchanging fiat currency for real money. You're taking it from one pocket and you're putting it in another pocket. Just think about it that way. So once you choose your autosaver, then we're going to put in our individual information. You're also going to receive, you see on the left side, you can see there's an upsell. And the upsell, this is something that is a very good value. When we're looking at the Miss Liberty 911 5-gram series or silver note, so we've got the gold notes that we get from Thomas Holdman, and his information, or not his information, his artwork. But then also we have access to this silver, the silver note. Now this was something we had access to a while back, and some of us got them, but the thing is, they don't make them available anymore except through an upsell, and they're always at a discounted price on the upsell. The Holdman egg, you can see that at the bottom there on the left side, that's $179. I think it's around $220 in the back office right now. And so these are just some of the examples of the upsell. A person can choose to get an upsell if they want. It's going to put precious metals in their hand right away. We're talking 2 to 4 business days. But it's an option. It's just an option, and they can choose to get it or they can choose not to. Then also, you're going to select whether you're individual or a business. Most people will fall into an individual. There are some folks that have LLCs out there, and even if you have an LLC with a tax identification number, that's really important. Still, it's beneficial to sign up as an individual. So most people will choose individual. And then you're going to put in your personal information. So you can see I got 3 different screenshots there. Put in your personal information. We're talking first name, last name. If it's not already generated in there, it should be. But if it's not, make sure you put it in there. Recognition name, that's a good one as well. And put in your birth date and shipping address. Then it's going to ask for your phone number. So when you put in your phone number, now you're going to have to do another verification. It's going to send you a code, and you're going to put that code in and click verify and continue. Once that comes up, now it's time to put in your card information, and this can be a Visa, it can be a MasterCard, whatever, but it's either a debit card or a credit card. Has to be a card, whether it's either one of those 2 options. In some cases, I do know that people have used prepaid cards. What tends to happen is they forget to put more money on them. So definitely use a credit card or a debit card. Then you're going to put in your billing information. And then the next thing you can see on the right side where it says membership login credentials, and it says username. So username is real important. And what we mean by this is going to be also your URL, your website. So your username, a lot of people pick their first and last name, or they pick their first initial and their last name. Some people use a catchy phrase, like I use dream in silver, all one word. And so when you do something like that, when you put your first and last name, or you put dream in silver, whatever the case might be, then that is also your website. And your website will be 7kmetals.com/dream in silver, 7kmetals.com/ Jim Henderson, whatever it might be, whatever you choose for your username will be at the end of your URL. Then you can put in your password that you choose, and then you're going to put in your password again. You're also going to have to click the boxes for the agreements that you understand and agree to the policies and procedures. Policies and procedures are on the bottom of every website. You can always look at those things. And then you're going to click purchase a membership. Now, what's going to happen when you click purchase a membership, it's running your card and your info, verify everything's correct. And then you're going to get a message from Mr. Zach Davis that says, welcome to 7K. And it's going to be a little short video under a minute. And he welcomes you to 7K and encourages you to log into your back office and get started by going to the onboarding. The onboarding is really important because it kind of gives you the do's and don'ts with 7K. And then also there's fantastic training in there. And that's a whole nother group of information that you want to share with a person is how to do the onboarding, how to go through buyer certification, how to go through the Business Builder Academy if they want to build a business. So we always want to tell the person that just signed up, you made an excellent choice. And then also share them what they got with their membership. And that's another training as well. So I was going to share with you two things after this. This is the schedule that Tony is currently running for overviews: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm on Central Time, so pick the one that works for you. So 7 p.m. Central Time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can see the link provided below. It's also the very same link we're on right now. So if you just need the number, you can find that information right here in the upper left-hand corner. And then also on Saturdays, just like we're doing right now, 10 a.m. Central Time. These are overviews. This is 7K Wealth Strategies presentation, and then followed by training on Saturday mornings. So these are the things you want to get people plugged into. You can see that the things that Tony does on a regular basis, the things that I do on a regular basis are presenting. We present because this is how we get people in our organization. So this is what we want to get people plugged into. And even if you've heard the information over and over and over, your person that you're sharing it with has never heard it before, and they need to get the information, and it needs to come from a source where they can ask questions. And we always have question and answer at the end of these overviews. So get your people plugged into these. It's the very best way to grow your business. And just like Yuri said at the beginning, Saturday, August 19th in New Jersey, go to this website, do a screenshot of this. Folks, this concludes my training on how to get started. Next up, it will be the superstar, Mr. Tony Hubbard. Tony Hubbard always comes with mindset and also how to effectively grow your business. So, Mr. Hubbard, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am.
Take it away, my friend.
All right. Well, first of all, I appreciate you as always, man, sharing the information that has allowed you to have the success. Again, one of the reasons why I'm so excited about working with my man, Mr. Chris Ladden, and we worked together now for 6.5 years, is that, he's proof positive that if you take your business serious, if you're working a 9 to 5, whatever the case may be, you can still build a significant life-changing business. I mean, even on a part-time basis and stuff, but he works in like a full-time business. So one of the things I found to be true, and he's mastered the concept, when you're working a 9 to 5, you got to learn how to put a full-time effort on a part-time basis. I want you to write that down. If you're going to build a business where it eventually surpasses what you're doing, you got to learn how to put a full-time effort on a part-time basis. So I'm not saying put in 68 hours a week like myself and other leaders do, but if you got 10 hours a week, make sure you're putting in a full-time effort on that part-time basis. Make sure if you got 20 hours a week, make sure you're doing 20 hours of IPA, which is income producing activity. And many of you know that we said on last week that we put out a contest to have our new team name of what we're going to be promoting, and our message will be wrapped around. And so we got with some of our core leaders, and we decided what that is. So at the end of the training today, we're going to let you guys know what our new team name is. Yeah, we'll have a website, the whole 9 yards, and the messaging will be around that because we wanted to create an environment that's conducive to everybody winning. And that's what this team will be about. We want to have that kind of environment that's conducive to everybody winning. I mean, that's the end of the day. I mean, because when I thought about, when I first came into this space of home-based business network marketing, and I was blessed. I was earning a six-figure income as an operator at a chemical plant. And so when I first got in, I was determined to be the best leader I could be. I was determined to create the same type of income and even more in network marketing because I saw the people that were making more in a month than I made for a whole year. So I learned how to take notes with both hands. I became ambidextrous. I took notes with both hands because people were making more in a month. Now I was making a six-figure income, but I ran into people when I first got involved in this space that were making more in 1 month than I made all year long working for a living. So I figured I need to learn what they were doing. And so, but one of the things I found to be true in my first company, and I made it a point that when I got to that point where I was creating a six-figure income, when I got to that point, I was creating a seven-figure and even an eight-figure year income in network marketing because that's the kind of income that are being made right now. I was going to always be transparent. I was always going to be that leader that would be there for their team. So I could rest well at night because I know that if a person don't make it, it ain't because I didn't create the environment and I wasn't there to help them along the way. Because at the end of the day, if this thing works the way it's supposed to work, as leaders, all we need the people on our team to do is to participate in their own rescue because we're going to give you a hand to win. I want you to get that today. All we need the people on our team to do is participate in your own rescue. I mean, this is network marketing. It's not net wish marketing. And the only time success comes before work is going to be in the dictionary. And so that being said, what I want to talk about today before we give you guys a new name and the direction of it going as far as our team is concerned, what I want to talk about today is just to piggyback on what my man Chris Lattin was talking about, the enrollment process. Once I get somebody signed up, one of the skill sets that Eric Worre talks about in the book GoPro, he talked about 7 skill sets, not 70, not 700, 7 skill sets that if you just get good at them, you'll make full-time income on a part-time basis. If you start mastering a couple of them, now you're looking at the 6-figure earners, the 7-figure and 8-figure year earners. Well, one of the skill sets he talks about, and I think it's so critical in this space, is the enrollment or the game planning session for your new person. Okay, I mean, how do I set my new person up for success? Because think about it. We talked about it on last week. One of the things that got me confused when I first got involved in this space was that my mentors were telling me if you run this thing like a business, it'll pay you like a business. Well, the problem with that, I'd never run a business before. And 80% of people that come in network marketing, they've never run a business before. So that was Greek to me. That was Hebrew to me, talking about run your business like a business. I didn't understand. I mean, I worked harder, but I mean, I didn't have that mindset that I needed to create that full-time and even 6-figure income. And I struggled mightily my first 7 years. So I want to be very, very transparent. I mean, I struggled it wasn't until my 8th year that I created a 6-figure income in this space of network marketing. And I struggled. I put my family in financial hardship because I went full-time before I was ready. And people ask me all the time, why did you struggle? Because, you were working hard. I was doing presentations and everything. But here's the thing, because I didn't have that entrepreneur mindset, I tell people the long and short of why I struggled my first 7 years. I knew how to be an employee. I did not know how to employ me. I did not know how to make my calendar my boss. I did not know how to schedule my own success. And because of that, I struggled. And so that's why it's so important for you as leaders. And it's so important for those of you that want to have the kind of success that most people dream about. It's so important for you to find your mentor or mentors. I have multiple mentors, and some of them I've never met before, but I've read their books. I've listened to their audibles. I've attended their seminars, the whole 9 yards. And so what I'm going to talk about, how do I properly enroll? I'm going to give you what I do to enroll people into the business. Now think about it. Now, I'm gonna give you the short definition, and I'm gonna say it like this so that everybody know who you are and everybody that's on your team. After I give you these definitions, your team will also know who you are, okay? And there's nothing wrong with it, but I just want you to understand, I know, and now the people on your team will know exactly who you are as far as what type of builder you are in 7K Metals. Now, in 7K Metals, in network marketing, there's only two types of builders, okay? There's two types of builders. I want you to write this down. You're gonna have recruiters and you're gonna have sponsors. Those are the only two types of builders in any network marketing company. You have recruiters and you have sponsors, okay? Now, let me say this. Every sponsor is a recruiter, but every recruiter is not a sponsor. So what's the difference, okay? A recruiter is somebody that brings you in, throw you up against the wall, and hope you stick, okay? A lot of them make a lot of promises about what they're gonna do, how they're gonna help you out, but then the moment you sign on that dotted line, the moment you are in that holding tank, you know, they become like a ghost. They become Casper the Friendly Ghost, and they disappear, okay? There's no three-way calls. There's no calls. There's no home meetings. There's none of that, you know, for you, because they've got what they want, you know, okay? What's the difference on a sponsor? A sponsor is someone who brings you in, but, and I've been teaching this principle for several years, and I never looked up the word sponsor until a few years ago. And if you look up the word sponsor in the Webster Dictionary, it comes from a Latin word, spondere, S-P-O-N-D-E-R-E, which means to solemnly promise. I want you to write that down. If I'm a sponsor, it comes from a Latin word, spondere, which means to solemnly promise. So if I'm a sponsor, my job is not complete with that new person that wants to build a business. That's the key. Now, I'm not doing this with everybody that signs up, because most people just want to be a customer and they want to just buy the gold and silver. And if your new person comes on board and say, all I want to do is be a customer and buy the gold and silver, as leaders, you need to respect that, okay? You need to respect that, all right? But if they tell you, I want to build a team, I want to build a business, if I'm a sponsor, my job is not complete until two things happen for that new person. Number one, I help you get started properly. Okay, Chris started this process to show them how to sign up properly. Okay, and the other part of that is what I'm getting ready to cover now. I help you get started properly, which means everybody I personally sign up that says they want to build a business, within 24 to 48 hours, we're gonna have a game planning session. Okay, a game planning session where I'm gonna find out what you want, and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do that together. And so we call it a game plan, we call it an enrollment session, whatever the case may be. But once you get started, I'm gonna go through an enrollment process so I can set you up for success. So my job is not complete as a sponsor until two things out. Number one, I help you get started properly, go through an enrollment, go through a game plan session. And number two, I help you get promoted. So if I don't do that for my new person that says they want to come in and build a business, I am a recruiter, I am not a sponsor. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want you to know who you are. So there's a lot of people say I'm a sponsor, you know, because I want each and every one of you guys to be a sponsor monster, okay? I want you to be a sponsor monster. I mean, to the point that you're bringing in people and you're setting them up. It's like popcorn. Every time you turn around, there's another associate, there's another copper, there's another bronze, because you are a sponsor monster and you've helped the people on your team have your same level of success, if not great. That's what I want for each one of them. But only you can make sure that you're a sponsor monster. Only you can step up to the plate and be committed to that person's success. Now, keep in mind, I mean, as a sponsor, I am responsible to you for success. I am not responsible for your success. I want to say that again. As a sponsor, I am responsible to you for success. I am not responsible for your success. Why do I say that? Because this is a team build, okay? And we do it better when we do it together. Don't look for your sponsor to drag you across the finish line. That is not the role of a sponsor. The only thing this thing works perfectly if you participate in your own success. If you participate in your own rescue. That's the only way this thing works properly. And here's what I oftentimes say to the people I bring on board: the seven most powerful words. If you're a sponsor, and it puts everything in perspective. And I want you guys to write this down. Here are the seven most powerful words. If I'm a sponsor, here's the conversation I have with my new person. Now keep in mind, I've brought in more people than anybody in 7K members. In 6.5 years, I've brought in well over 400 individuals. Okay. I have the largest team in 7K members. Tens of thousands of people, okay, that are part of my team. When I look at my report, there are tens of thousands of individuals that show up on that report. Now, all that means, ladies and gentlemen, is I've had way more no's than you, and I've got real good at putting people through a process and focusing on being a sponsor monster. Okay, ladies, that's pretty for you too. That's pretty. That's a pretty word. That's a compliment. They say you are a sponsor monster. That's pretty for you. Okay. Now here's the thing. Here are the seven most powerful words that puts everything in perspective. I learned this from one of my $1 million+ mentors, that she was one of the top female earners in Amway's history, named Lisa Grossman. That's her name. I've been to several seminars, and she's an excellent teacher. Here's the seven most powerful words that puts everything in perspective. If I'm going to be a sponsor, here's the conversation I have with my new person. Here it is. I will help you build your business. Sally Mary, if you can put that in the chat. I'm going to say it again. I will help you build your business. Okay? That puts everything in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. I will help you build your business. That puts everything in perspective. That puts it exactly like it's supposed to work. Okay? Now keep in mind, what's the most important word in that seven is the word in the middle, you. Okay? And here's how that works. I will help you build your business. But let's just break it down. English was not my strong suit. So I was never good in diagramming sentences and all that other stuff. Okay? But here's how you start it out. Build your business. Okay? You come on board, you got to take ownership. Build your business. And in case you don't know who I'm talking about, let's throw the you in there. You build your business. And guess what happens, ladies and gentlemen? Here's where the magic takes place. Here's how you hit copper in record time. Here's how you hit bronze. Here's how you become silver, gold, executive presidential gold. If you build your business, guess what I'm going to do as a sponsor? I'm going to help you build your business. Okay? I'm going to help you build your business. But at the end of the day, it's your business. It's not my business. It's your business. And here's the thing. Here's the tough love my sponsor gave me in my first network marketing company. He said, it's your business. He said, I'm not going to be more committed to your business than you are. So here's the thing. He said, I'm going to run when you run. I'm going to walk when you walk. I'm going to dance when you dance. But when it comes to your business, I'm going to quit when you quit. I'm not going to be more committed to your business than you are. Okay? Don't expect me to continue to call you if you're not building your business. Don't expect us to have daily conversation if you're not building your business. The people I talk to daily, they are building their business. The people I talk to every single week, they are building their business. So we have a conversation, and I'm helping them, I'm guiding them. I'm doing three-way calls, whatever the case may be. But here's one of the biggest mistakes I made in my first network marketing company. I thought I had the talent and the skill to drag people across the finish line. And I could drag them across kicking and screaming. And guess what? I found out many times I did not. And I'm going to tell you, because there are many people on this call that are more talented than me, that have a greater skill set than me. but you are not talented enough, you're not skillful enough to drag people across the finish line. That is a recipe for success in any network marketing business. So I'm going to help you build your business, but it's your business. And I need you to take ownership of that. And if you take ownership of it, I'm going to get in the trenches with you. I'm going to get out there with you. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to stay up late because I'm committed to helping you build your business. Every single day, I'm looking for people that are looking for me. I'm looking for people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm looking for people that are tired of excuses and they're ready to step up to the plate and play the game. So if that's you, we're going to have a wonderful time together. We're going to talk every single day. And I'm going to help guide you because I can show you how to become executive. If I can't show you nothing else, I can show you how to become executive goal. And when I reach presidential goal before the year's out, I'll be able to show you how to become presidential goal. Okay? But right now, I can show you how to become an executive goal. Okay? But you got to be committed to that. So when I bring on a new person, the first thing I do, and you've heard me say this many times, I'm a firm believer letting people get in where they fit in. I'm not trying to make a builder a buyer. I'm not trying to make a buyer a builder. I believe in letting you get in where you fit in. If nearly 80% of people that sign up with 7K medals is just in the customer range, I'm not going to assume because you paid $4.99 that you want to be a builder. I'm not going to assume that because you paid $1.99 and you hungry that you want to be a builder. I'm going to ask you the question, what do you want to do? Because I'm a firm believer in letting people get in where they fit in. So once that person comes on board, so here's where many of you guys' business stalled. Here's where many of you guys' business stalled. Because so many of you throw a party the moment they say congratulations and they in that holding tank. Some of you breathe a sigh of relief, like, okay, my job is complete. I got them in that holding tank. Yeah, I'm gonna make this 500. I'm gonna make this $1,000. And you act like the job is complete. Ladies and gentlemen, newsflash, the job just got started. The job just got started. It's unfortunate. So many people put a lot of time, money, and effort getting that person involved in the business. And then you breathe a sigh of relief and you don't set them up for success. So how do I set that person up for success? And I'm going to share with you guys just briefly, what I do to help people come on board and have success. First thing I do, and I ask them a question, what do you want to accomplish with 7K medals so I can make sure I create the environment so you can get the most bang for the buck? If they say they just want to be a customer, I'm going to make sure they know how to order the coins. I'm going to make sure they know how to go into their back office. I'm going to make sure that they got the number for customer service. And I'm going to congratulate them for making one of the best decisions they've ever made in their life. But if they tell me I want to come on board and I want to build a team, then within 24 to 48 hours, we're going to have an enrollment party. We're going to have a sign up. We're going to have a game planning session so I can help that new person have success. That's what we're going to have. Okay. But before that happens, I'm going to give them an assignment so that write this down. This is something I learned early on in my network marketing career. Amateurs sell, professionals sort. Let me say that again. Amateurs sell, professionals sort. S-O-R-T. Okay. I just want to find out what I'm working with. So I'm going to give you an assignment. So because I need to know as quickly as I possibly can, if this new person that comes on board, I need to find out, am I working with a chicken or if I'm working with an eagle? Okay. So the way I find that out, I'm going to give you an assignment. And then I want you to accomplish that before we meet in 24 to 48 hours. And that assignment is real simple. I want you to start on the training in the back office. And I want you to start building that list of the people that we're going to utilize to help you build your business. I want you to go through the training, start on the training, the onboarding training that's in the back office, because 7K has put together tens of thousands of dollars worth of training that's in that back office. That's a part of your membership. I want you to go through that part and start going through it. I'm not saying complete all of that, but I want you to go through that. And then I want you to start building that list of individuals that we're going to help. I don't want you to talk to nobody. I want you to build that list so we can set you up for success. All right. Because I want to prepare you. And one of the books we're reading right now, I actually got it in there. Your First Year Never Marketing by Mark Yarnell. And it's a book I would recommend everybody to get. Up until Eric Worre wrote the book Go Pro, that was the #1 best-selling book of all time in network marketing. Okay. Eric Worre's book came out in 2012 and it surpassed that. Mark Yarnell's book came out in 1998. You know, I'm kind of nerdy when it comes to that kind of stuff. But that book, Your First Year Never Marketing, he talks about what knocks a lot of people out of the box is that rejection rocket. Because most people are not used to getting rejected like that. When they get involved in network marketing, they take it personally. And so if you want to set your new person up for success in that first year, you need to prepare them and just tell them, hey, don't be going out there talking to people until you go to training. And so we've had time to talk about what to say, okay? All right, so that being said, I give them an assignment because again, and the reason why I give them an assignment, I need to find out if I'm working with a chicken or if I'm working with an eagle, okay? And if they complete that assignment, I'm gonna automatically put you in that eagle category. All right. And so once we meet, I'm going to, and that can be face to face, belly to belly, that can be on a Zoom, that can be on a call, whatever the case may be. But first thing I'm doing, I'm going to congratulate them. Like Chris said earlier, I'm congratulate you for making one of the best businesses you've ever made in your life. Okay. Because I know what a blessing 7K has been in my life. So I'm going to congratulate you, on your journey. And then I'm going to ask you, what is your why? Because I know that's going to be your superpower. And if you don't want to know what that is, you need to identify it. Okay. Because they taught me early on in network marketing, if your why don't make you cry, if your why is not as big as the sky, then you need another why. You have to have a reason for doing this that's bigger than you. It can't just be about the money. Your why is what you're going to do once you get money as an issue out of the way. I was blessed, Chris, and all of us that were there in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, because I've been working with Curtis Harlan for the last 3.5 years. And I had never heard him share his why and the reason why he went from zero to hero after a year's time in 7K Months. Because, he was the #1 earner at the Gold Associate deal last year in 7K Months. But it didn't start out that way. His first year, and he sponsored Mr. Ron Austin. His first year, Ron made a lot more money than he did because, he was building. And Curtis, because he had lost his business and he was working out of town 6 days a week away from his family, he was copper for a long time. He didn't hit silver until a year later and gold a couple of months after that. But here's what happened, ladies and gentlemen. His why became big enough and it turned him from a zero to a hero. So he's one of the top 10 earners in the company right now. But what he shared was this. He said that, his business had failed in the construction industry and he had a rental store. But to make ends meet, he took a business he took a job that paid a lot of money, but he had to drive 3 hours out of town, and he was out of town away from his family 6.5 days out of a week. And he said he got tired and he missed his family. And that was the most emotion I'd ever seen him have. But he said, I got tired of spending all that time away from my family. He said, I'm a family man. He had young children and stuff, in high school. So I miss my children. So he used that as a reason why he took his business to a nice 6-figure income and not an excuse. Now, if you want to know one of the secrets of being successful, you got to learn we all have challenges. There's not anybody out there that don't have challenges. There's not anybody out there that don't have challenges. Okay. So, but at the end of the day, if you're a leader and if you want to be a successful builder, you got to make that challenge, make that a reason why you are successful and not an excuse why you're not. See, he could have easily said, listen, I'm out of town working, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week away from my family. So he could have made that an excuse why he was not building a business. He made that a reason why he needed to build his business. And he took it to one of the top earners in our company, one of the top 10 earners in 7K Months, all right? Because his why made him cry and it made him take his business to a whole nother level. So I'm with that new person, I'm gonna find out what their why is. If they don't know what I'm talking about, I'll share with them what my why is. And then I asked them a question. I said, listen, in the next 6 months, because I initially start out with a game plan for 6 months. In the next 6 months, if I see you slacking, if I see you're not getting on the Zoom like you once did, if I see you're not putting me on three-way calls on a regular basis, do I have your permission to remind you of why you said 7K Metals has to work for you? And every time they said 100%. All right, so once we get that out of the way, then we talk about that 6-month game plan. So here's what we do. I said, listen, if I can, and I'm using every war race words, if I with you, so if I can show you how to get to the income you want, how much income do you need to be making per month in the next 6 months to make 7K Metals worth your while? Okay, what is that number for you? And again, there are no right or wrong answers on that. Everybody's situation is different. But again, I don't assume. I know that everybody I bring on board ain't trying to be at 50,000 a month before the end of the year. I know that everybody I bring on board, so it's unfair as a sponsor to make my goals my new person's goal. That's unfair, ladies and gentlemen. That's not a good environment. That's not conducive to a winning environment. Okay, and I don't assume anything. You know, we know what the acronyms assume. You know, you make a blank out of you and me. So I'm not assuming. I'm going to ask you the question: how much income do you need to be making in the next 6 months? If I can show you how to do that, that'll make this worth your while. Some people say, "Hey, man, if I can make an extra 1,000 a month, if I can make an extra 5,000 a month," I said, "Okay, great." So I write that number down, and then the next question I say, "Okay, so if I can show you how to get to 5,000 a month in the next 6 months, because I have hundreds of people on my team that are making at least 5,000 a month, how much time can you commit to per week if I can get you to that 5,000 a month?" And then that's the time I have to be brutally honest. Because from time to time, there are people say, "Hey, I want to get to 10,000 a month." They've never made 10,000 a month, but they only want to put in 5 hours a week. Now, I'm not saying it is impossible, but if you've never made that, and if you don't have a large organization, and if you don't have a vast experience of building a large team, you know, I want to set you up for success. Okay, I want to set you up for success. So if a person say, "I want to make 10,000 a month, but I'm only going to give you 5 hours a week," then I have to be brutally honest and say you need to either lower one or raise the other. Okay, but as a rule of thumb, if they're talking about 3 to 5,000 a week, 3 to 5,000 a month, they're going to be putting in 10 to 20 hours a week, minimum. 10 to 20 hours a week, minimum. Okay, 10 to 20 hours a week, so I can get them to where they want to go. So once we have the financial goal, and then we have the time commitment, then let's talk about what does IPA look like? What does 10 hours a week of income producing activity look like? What does 20 hours a week of income producing activity look like? And then we go through that and we start setting up. I'm going to set up a launch Zoom for you. You know, I'm going to set up multiple meetings for you so I can get you to that point, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to be in the trench. I will help you build your business. I'm going to be in the trenches with you. But again, I just need you to participate in your own risk. I'm not dragging anybody across the finish line. That's too painful. You know, and because we both end up scarred up. We mess up our own relationship because because if I have to drag you in, I'm gonna have to drag you to buy the corner of the month. I'm gonna have to pull you to put me on the phone with somebody. And it's just too exhausting, ladies and gentlemen. It's just way too exhausting. And there are millions of people out there that wish they had an opportunity like this. So I don't have the time, the energy, the strength to drag anybody across the finish line. But as long as I see you participate in your own rescue, I'm going to be in the trenches with you. People want to know, what are my hours of operation? From 6 to faint. That's my hours of operation. From 6 in the morning till I pass out at night. That's my hours of operation on building this business. Because I have some lofty goals on what I want to do for my family and what I want to do for all the leaders in my organization. I want to create an environment where we have thousands of individuals that are making 10,000 plus a month. I want to create an environment where we have hundreds of thousands of people making a couple of $1,000s a month in 7K months. Okay. And we're going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do that with or without you. I would much love it. I would love it very much if we can do this together. But I want every last one of you guys to know I am laser focused. I am serious as a train wreck. You know, we're going to make this thing happen. And I want you to understand the train is going to go to the station whether you get on board or not. I would love for each and every one of you, 60 plus people on here, to be a passenger. But whether you get on board or not, this train is going to go to the station. Our new team name, we're going to give it to you. And my man, Mr. Ray Patterson, if you want to come on now. We had we put up a contest so we can come up with a new team name, and there were quite a few guys that I think it was a total of nearly about 25 or 30, I think, and the initial core leaders, and we'll have 12 to 15 before it's all said and done. But initial core leaders, we went through those. And we made it where it's, you know, very fair. We put out all the names out there. And then we initially had everybody pick their top 3. And then we narrowed it down to the top 2. And then we voted on the last one. And this name that we came up with was unanimous, okay? I mean, it wasn't like 2 or 3. It was everybody picked this because this name resonated with the group more than anything else, all right? And my man, Mr. Ray Patterson, this is my brother, ladies and gentlemen. He put it out there that we were going to give away a gold coin to the winner. And I was thinking 1/10 of an ounce, but my man Ray Patterson does it big. So he did the 1/4 of an ounce, which is worth about 700 and some bucks. And so I'm going to have my man, Mr. Ray Patterson, come on board and give you the new name that we're going to brand and have the website and the whole 9 yards. My man, Mr. Ray Patterson, CFA, and a guy that just knows how to make a whole lot of money. Take it away, my brother.
Tony, good morning, my brother, and thank you everybody for sticking around here for the next couple of minutes. This is going to be some very exciting news. And Tony, if I may, just real quick, everybody knows what one of these is, and this is the one that they gave out in New Orleans, 5 weeks ago, I believe it's been now. And folks, I've got 3 of these. I'm on my 3rd one of these. They're nothing but Tony Hubbard quotes, Tony Hubbard notes, Tony Hubbard sayings. I use that as a constant reaffirmation because this man that you just heard from, we call him Mr. Consistent. Years ago, I dubbed him the Vince Lombardi of network marketing. That statement could never be more true about this gentleman. He is consistent. But I'm just going to add something that he said to touch on what he said. And I've used this on my podcast before. Folks, right here, this is a blank piece of paper. This is what's on this paper right here. This is what you are entitled to in life. That's it. That's it right there. This is a comprehensive list of what you are entitled to. It is your job to take one of these and to fill in what your goals are. What is your life mission? What is your mission for next week? Think about that. You have the ability to fill this in and accomplish whatever you want, whether that be making your relationships with your significant other better, your relationships with your family better, whether it means your team within 7K better. It's up to you. Every day is about choices. Make the right choice for you while doing the right thing. Be accountable to yourself. Be accountable for the people that you're bringing into your team, that you're building, and watch what happens. So enough about that, Tony. I hope that helped. So I just wanted to add that. Now, we got together the other day And we had all those names that came up. And we had some great names. We had some, quite a few of you sent in an email to my website under contact me. We got quite a few responses. And the winner is what we chose to do. Our new name for this group in going forward is called Legacy Builders. That is Legacy Builders. We spent a lot of time and thought into that. But if you've been around 7K for a while, one of the things that they are teaching us, and one of the things that we now know to be true here 6+ years later, this is in fact a legacy company. This company is blowing out many companies in the direct affiliate and network marketing space. That is a fact. So welcome to the team, folks. Welcome to the team. So now we had a contest for that name, and the winner of that, who's going to get one of these 1/4 ounce Liberty Gold Eagles that, like Tony said, it's approaching a market value as of a couple of days ago. It's pushing $700 now. $700. I think when we started this, it was approaching 600, but that should tell you something, because this stuff is going to keep going up and keep going up because of a lot of the things that I talk about on here. Okay, anyway. Okay, drum roll here. And I think, let me see if he's on here. I saw him on here earlier. I think he still is. Bear with me.
He dropped off. He's actually doing a presentation right now, but he texted me.
Well, good. Okay. So if somebody, I'm gonna text him after this presentation, let him know that he won. But Mr. Jason Shirley, that's Jason Shirley out of Florida, he's the winner. He's the winner. So we're very excited about all of this, Tony, as you know, and we've already contracted for someone that Tony and I and quite a few people, the leaders on here, we've already started to establish a list of core leaders for this. We all specialize in many things, but one of the few things we have in common is we're all members of 7K, and we all are leaders in our own right. And then, of course, our president, the main man who's going to be heading up this group, of course, is Tony Hubbard. And you're going to be learning more about one of Tony's companies called, Tony, what, help me out again. That's Tony, the Tony Hubbard Leadership, I believe is what it is. Correct?
That's the Facebook group. Sally Mary actually created that for me in Facebook. Sally Mary, you got the name on that, Legacy Leaders or something? Sally Mary, if you can come off, if you're not back there picking them raspberries, you can come off mute.
No raspberry picking today. No. So it's Tony Hubbard Leadership. I know that Ms. Emily Manuel had helped create the very beautiful branding logo, and I just ran with it. So not only is there a Facebook group, there's also a website. And for any leaders who have events coming up, we can post up to 30 at a time. I do have Yuri Melendez's information already posted on there. So if you guys just, there's an inbox section in there. I'm still continuing to build it and run it. And also coming soon is a 30, 90, 60 day planner that's coming up. I'm going to post it up there. And also, to make it convenient for leaders, a lot of the documents that's hard to find or difficult to perusal through and find are already in the website. So just download it and share it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally, and great to see you again, young lady. It's always great to see you. And that logo that you, and I didn't know that until right now, but the logo that you designed, and folks, when you see this logo,
No, Emily designed that.
oh, Emily, I'm sorry, Emily.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Tony knows this. I've already said it to him. When you see that logo, the first thing that hit me when I saw that, it looks like, it immediately hit me. It looks like Robert Kiyosaki's The Cash Flow Quadrant. That is the first thing it reminded me of. And I thought about that. And so yeah, I gotta give Emily kudos for that as well. Because two of my favorite books from Robert Kiyosaki is everybody needs to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You need to follow that up by The Cash Flow Quadrant. Chris, who's on here, Scott, Joe, all of the leaders were all very familiar with the cash flow quadrant. And folks, if you're not familiar with the cash flow quadrant, you need to be familiar because we teach part of that in our presentations, because that is an excellent way to get into that bottom right corner. Most of us, all of us start in the upper left corner. So the goal of the cash flow quadrant is to get down into that bottom right-hand corner. So that being said, now, this coming Wednesday night, I've been coming on here Wednesday nights, Saturdays. I have to alternate. This coming Wednesday night, after the Wealth Strategies training, I would invite everybody to come out. We've been discussing the implementation of the Federal Reserve's Fed Now. That's heating up. The rollout is going to be starting here in just a week or two. And one of the things you of course need to be aware of it if you aren't already. They're going to use their manipulation and their propaganda to make a lot of people out there think that it's the next great best thing since sliced bread. So this Wednesday night, right after Wealth Strategies, which is going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern time, this coming Wednesday night. Please plan to stay an additional 20 minutes. It may be 25. It will be well worth your time because I'm going to show you and teach you how to circumvent that. I'm going to teach you, I'm going to show you what you can do in the background to help everybody in your state to make this go away. Because quite frankly, if you get into the legal side and the constitutionality side of all of this, it is illegal, but they're forcing it down our throats, just like they do the deficit spending. This is where money and politics intersect, which is something I specialize in. It can be very boring. It can be like watching paint dry. But if you know this information, it can help you prosper. And Tony, so that's this coming Wednesday night after Wealth Strategies. And we have some wonderful things coming up. We've already started the creation of the new website. This is going to be an incredibly professional website. You're going to get to meet some of the other core leaders on there. And of course, we know who you're going to see first on the website, Mr. Tony Hubbard, and for all of the right reasons. You're going to see Chris on there. You're going to see Scott Zuckman on there. You're going to see Daryl Steele on there. We got quite a few of the leaders.
You're going to see the lovely supermodel Emily Manuel on there as well.
Yes, Emily Manuel is going to be on there. Sally's going to have a role in this. Christine Campbell, who actually built my website from scratch. We've had various iterations of that over the last few years. Tony and I have contracted her to actually build the website. And if you're not familiar with my website, there will be certain links from my website on the financial education side. That information will be transposed into this website, and Tony and the rest of the leaders on here, after we had our Zoom yesterday, we now have procured legacybuilders.global. Now, there's reasons for that, because we are a global company. We are going global. It was available, .com, .net, the typical URL endings. Those were not available unless we wanted to pay an ungodly brokerage fee, which was ridiculous. So now, don't go there yet. It's not, nothing's up yet. But very soon now, over the next week or two, the start of legacybuilders.global will be up there. You're going to be amazed at the information, the additional training tools that you're going to have access to. What corporate puts out is fantastic, no question. But what we're going to add to that is only going to enhance that information. And then we're going to bringing some other education, financial education, and of course, self-development. That's going to be coming. And Tony, that's about it for now. Unless you've got anything else for me, I do appreciate it and looking forward to it. And I'm going to be getting a hold of Mr. Jason, so I can get an address of where to send this to him. And Jason, thank you so much for that wonderful name. And thank you, everybody.
All right, and I spoke with Jason, and he's already talking about paying it forward for people on his team. So he's just a great guy, man. I call him the silent assassin. I mean, he just silently went to silver, silently, so. But again, looking forward to working with each and every one of you guys. And let's, looking at the report today, there are 1,000 of you that with a little bit more effort, you can make that extra 500. You can make that extra 1,000 all the way up to 12,500. So let's go ahead and finish out the day strong. Love each and every one of you guys. There's nothing anybody can do about that. Everyone have a great day. God bless. We'll see you guys Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Take care.